So, mate, getting to it.
Are you ready?
The PS5 price and release date's just been revealed. Will you be picking one up? Or trying to pick one up on launch?
I'll be trying to, yeah. I probably will.
Hopefully they're available.
Yeah, hopefully they don't short stock them. Even if they only do it for the UK, that'd be shit. I'll do this keep.
It would be. It would, if they pull a Nintendo, it's definitely going to break my heart.
I mean, slightly changing topic randomly, you know, already, but Nintendo need to not do that, and their shitty business practices.
Yeah.
There's
if
a new...
there's the demand, you need to have the supply.
There's a new game called Mario All-Stars that's coming out, which is Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, Mario Galaxy.
Yeah.
A load of really good, you know, All-Stars, essentially. Everyone's favourite old Mario titles. But they're only doing a limited run of them. Oh shit. I just got cursed.
Nintendo, the giant company, is doing a limited run.
A limited run, yes, until something like March next year.
Okay.
And
So if you don't manage to pick one up, then fuck you.
yeah, then fuck you. And that's physical
okay.
and digital. They're cutting both off. Not just physical.
Why do they do it? Like, I thought they were done with all that crap.
I don't understand. And people that have pre-ordered the physical edition, a lot of them have had the pre-orders cancelled because retailers haven't been sent enough copies. Essentially, it releases in 2 days, and they're just fucking everyone. They're fucking everyone, James.
Pre-orders. Oh my! Can you imagine? Thing is, though, can you imagine if like PlayStation or Xbox pulled the same thing?
Yeah.
But Nintendo, it's like, oh, it's Nintendo. That's what they do. That's just Nintendo.
Everybody just loves Nintendo, so.
PlayStation did that to the console, PlayStation 5 console. There'd be riots.
Yeah, it's the worst business practices. It's just awful.
I don't understand it. If there's the
it's because they make more money.
The business practice.
They don't want to give out as many physical copies because they make more money from digital copies, yeah?
Okay.
Because you're buying them directly from their store.
The used game controversy all over again.
No, it's not even used. These are all completely new.
Oh.
But if you buy them physically, the retailer gets a cut.
And it costs more money to produce the discs, things like that.
Yeah, it's just more money overall. So they want everyone to buy stuff digitally, so they get more of a cut, more revenue because it costs less. Yeah. Fuck me, I'm not doing well here, mate. Just got eaten by an ogre.
Just dealing with the cursed gremlins. But yeah, like, I mean... I get that they've had a bit of a resurgence lately, but fuck up, to be fair.
That is a nice lighting reference, by the way, Dorian. I think that's a good one. As is the retro background. Oh, you're right.
Oh! I just died in a hilarious way.
Nice. That's what I like to hear.
I got eaten by a mimic and then it just spat poison in my face. Great. Fantastic. But yeah, no, I'll definitely be trying to secure myself probably a physical edition
of the PS5, yeah.
When it launches on November 19th.
November 19th everywhere in the world apart from selected countries like the US.
And the UK when it gets restricted, hopefully not.
Yeah. I mean, so the price is 450 quid for the physical edition, 360 quid for the digital, yeah?
Yeah.
Are you tempted?
It's $499, $399.
Are you tempted by that price difference?
The physical is incredibly well, not the physical, sorry, the digital one is incredibly competitively priced.
Do you think they've done well at that price point?
Definitely, yeah. It will entice people to go digital for sure.
Yeah, as I say, I was tempted a little bit just because I could then buy like 2-3 more games. But the digital edition doesn't have any differences hardware-wise apart from that disc drive.
Oh wow. Why am I being eaten by ogres? I'm the same as you!
Digital edition, Dorian, might not be great for you, I'm afraid, because it needs good internet. It's essentially an edition that comes without a disc drive. And it's 90 quid cheaper, 100 quid cheaper. So instead of 450 quid, it's 260 quid.
It's enticing, but I love physical.
But that means that you don't use any discs. It doesn't have a disc drive, so you're never going to be buying a disc, you're never going to be installing a disc, it's all downloads.
I just realised I've lost my souls. Oh god!
So the problem is if you have a super low download speed, it's not great. I know. Tears all around.
Isn't there with digital only, well, consoles and games and everything, won't it take up more space as well? But the games take up more space.
Yeah, and the digital edition's smaller as well if you're into that kind of thing. Much smaller console.
I don't know. I don't know if it's like an actual thing, but I always thought that discs themselves took up less space than downloads. I don't know.
What about the people who need to sell games to buy new ones? Yeah, exactly. It damages the used game market, which isn't great. That's going to go through some issues because Xbox are pushing more and more to PC and focusing less on their own console, and PlayStation are obviously tempting people to go digital. Good for the environment.
Bad for second-hand game shops.
Yeah, not great for that. Something to bear in mind though, if you do get the disc drive edition of the PS5, is that all your PS4 games are backwards compatible. You can play all your old PS4 games.
Oh, I'm not sure about that though actually, Joe. It said select games on PlayStation Plus collection.
No, that's a different thing, mate. That's if you have PlayStation Plus, all of those games are free.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you've done the research. Okay.
But all your old PS4 games can be played on the PS5, and some are upgraded. As in better graphics, better frame rates.
Became way more.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was great. That's it's like a Netflix for games. Xbox have done it with Game Pass, and now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't that what Xbox are doing with the Game Pass?
Yeah.
I'm glad Sony's getting on board.
Oh shit, that's a mimic.
I just got cursed. Oh my! I keep dying.
Mate, I got cursed as well. I've died twice.
I can't even get to all these keys. I had a good first run, and now I'm just fumbling my way through it. Okay, let's go for like try number 3.
No, but that PlayStation Plus collection, that's loads of really good games.
Oh yeah, there's like God of War for free.
Bloodborne for free, God of War for free, Battlefield 1. Fuck, I can't remember. There's loads there.
There were so many. There was
Uncharted 4.
Bloodborne.
Ratchet and Clank, yeah, Emma's right.
Oh yeah.
Which I haven't played. There's quite a few that I'd like to play that I haven't.
I'm surprised we didn't see more Ratchet and Clank, to be honest. Of the new one.
Yeah. They've shown quite a few trailers of it, so I'm not going to complain.
Fair enough.
I'm the kind of person that only really needs to see one gameplay trailer and I'm good of a game. Yeah. I don't care for additional
fair enough.
Multiple trailers, to be honest.
Yeah, you can get to a point with trailers where it spoils it, so a teaser trailer will be enough for me.
Yeah. I do want gameplay. I do want to see some gameplay, but I don't care if I only get one. That's all I need. All I want. Invaded by Dark Spirit. Can I not summon you here?
When we're inside, I think. When we're inside.
Dark Spirit's coming at me. As Latiel.
We've gone through the price and the editions and the day it's coming out. What did you think to the actual games that were shown off? My first note that I've got written down was the very first game that they showed, and it was Final Fantasy. And I've just put Joe next to it because I'm not qualified.
Dark Souls, Witcher, and Skyrim. Are you wanting to get the Demon Souls remastered, Dorian? I don't know if you've played the original because it looks awesome. It looks really good. Kept everything the same, but ramped everything up. That'd be great. Final Fantasy 16. I'm gonna.
Is it a new Final Fantasy?
It's a new, completely new title. It's only just been revealed for that showcase.
Cool.
I'm gonna be blatantly honest.
You're not feeling it?
The graphics look like it's Final Fantasy 14, which was an MMO. Graphics don't look great. I don't understand why.
The hitbox on the mimics, man. Oh.
Yeah, you should definitely get Demon Souls Remastered, Dorian, if you haven't. If you haven't played the original Demon Souls, that'll be really good. Especially if you're into Souls games.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, jumping ahead a little bit, Demon Souls just looked gorgeous.
Oh, it really did.
Like,
they've made it so much more gritty. Like, I'm looking at Dark Souls 2 and it looks awful compared to the Demon Souls.
Well, yeah, it's gonna, isn't it?
It will be, yeah. But, you know
and I
mean.
thought this was such an improvement on the PS3 version. So, there is a little bit of a generational jump up there, because it looked so cinematic. It
looked really cinematic, yeah. There were particles hanging in the air.
HD. Yeah. It was like remembering your childhood, but like in crystal clear 4K.
Yeah.
Oh no, Lucatiel's not here. She's
supposed
to be.
It is an underrated workplace, yeah. I don't care about graphics either, not too much. But Demon Souls has hit the point where if you play a lot of kind of PS4 games with decent graphics, you go back to it now, it does look very dated. It's not timeless. These types of games that come out on like the PS3 and such aren't as timeless as PS1 and PS2 graphics, because they're kind of trying to be realistic.
Yeah, I agree.
But
although, what I will say, a game that really graphically, I don't know if this is because it keeps getting like boosted and it's getting boosted for PS5 as well, but The Witcher 3 is 5 years old, and in my opinion, it can still hang graphically with the games that are coming out.
It still stands very well, yeah.
Like, I think they did a fantastic job with that.
Especially if you play it on PC. Let's not get into how the gaming industry is a stress empire of exploitation, because it's really bad. James has worked in QA. He's worked in the lowest of the low. He's worked as, the footstools that game developers rest their nerdy feet on.
Experience in that, so yeah.
It's bad. It's bad. And they make it bad for themselves. Or the publishers.
Yeah, everything's, it's not last minute, but everything's so poorly planned out that it's like, because you're at the bottom of the totem pole, you have to be expected to do what they tell you to do in such a short space of time. It's like, and then you're so easily disposable. It's like as soon as you're not of use for a couple of weeks, or you're not doing something that they need you to do right that second, that's it, you're out the door.
It's bad. The whole cycle of hiring people for producing a game and then firing them straight away.
Yeah, don't believe any company that in the game industry that says that they don't partake in crunch, because they do. Every single game studio, even the indie ones, even one-man studios, they'll impose crunch on themselves, because it's like, oh shit, I need to get this game out. I need to work like crazy, crazy hours to get it done. So crunch happens industry-wide, 100%.
You were Dorian's 150th follower, by the way, James. Congratulations.
Oh shit! Fucking party poppers and fireworks.
I'm
glad I was. I guess.
You're the winner.
I'm the 150th winner.
Oh boy. I put my sign down in this corridor, by the way.
Oh, cool.
Before the dragon, the skull.
I've been invaded by Aslatiel.
Oh yeah, I've already done that.
Brother.
Anyway.
Did you see Lucatiel though at the bonfire? She's supposed to be there.
I haven't, no. We must have fucked up a story.
Either that or she appears after you kill this guy. I'm hoping that's the case, because I don't think we've fucked the story up.
I think we have, bud.
We might have. Where did we miss her though?
I don't know. I never managed a story initially, so...
Oh.
I've never done it.
Never?
But back to where we were.
Yes, back to where we were.
Final Fantasy 16, yeah?
Yeah.
Graphics look like Final Fantasy 14.
That's okay.
They need to learn how to do trailers. The trailer was shit.
It did feel very... what's the right term? It were like... It were everywhere kind of thing. It was so like segmented and like...
Exactly.
You have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, you tell a story with a trailer. You don't flip between the crystals. We will no longer obey the crystals.
And I don't want to lump all of the Final Fantasy games in with this one view, but I can't help it. That is how I see the entire series. It's so convoluted, so hard to get into. It's too hard for me to follow, and that trailer kind of emphasised that.
Yeah, the trailer doesn't do it any justices. I'd say it's not too hard to follow unless you take it from the wrong approach. Yeah. If you approach it from, I'm gonna understand all of the storyline on all of the games, you're gonna find it quite difficult. But if you just play one game at a time, because each game is completely isolated, you don't need to play all the games.
Oh yeah, I can remember you saying that. Each Final Fantasy game, they don't follow each other, do they?
It's completely isolated. And if you wanted to get into the series, or try the series out, the remake is probably where I would start.
Right, okay.
Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Hey!
Hello.
Mate, that fashion's looking better.
Righty-ho.
Your fashion's on point.
I know, I'm looking... I like the cape, that's why I've done it. Just need a good cape.
Staff combo.
I got my big boy. I've got this bow as well.
Whoa. Oh damn, the Dragon Rider bow.
Oh yeah. It's magic. So it scales well with my character.
Mate, you're busting out all the cool moves and I've got nothing. Nothing.
Got a parrying dagger as well, for when the PvP arrives.
I've got a heal miracle. So I can heal you.
Mate, same.
Oh,
I've got my healing pyromancy, haven't I?
Great. So you can do everything I can do, just way cooler. Anyway, I get convoluted stories because obviously we're big fans of Metal Gear, and that's probably as convoluted as it can get.
Oh, for sure. The stories are not as convoluted as Metal Gear, so...
Well, if you say that they don't, if you say that they don't follow on, then that might be better. Oh, this is from the trailer, mate.
This is from the E3 trailer.
Where it comes alive.
I'm gonna hide.
Oh, it's not coming alive for some reason.
Just don't go where all the blood stains are, surely. Is he just gonna stay there?
Do you have to whack him? Whack. No, it just doesn't come alive. Something will trigger it.
I mean... Maybe he just doesn't come alive now?
Oh, that'd be disappointing.
Might be later. Kingdom Hearts 3 was absolutely terrible, yeah. I haven't played it. I've got the game, and it's still in the plastic wrap. It's up there on that
shelf.
Look at
your character!
What?
Whoa, you dude zooming about.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts fell into the same trap that some Final Fantasies do with overly convoluted stories that make absolutely no sense and just aren't fun to play. Oh god!
Oh, the Mirror Boys.
Mirror lads. Just floating around for me, these guys.
Yeah, he's not even attacking. This guy is though.
Kick him.
Oh, we're bullying him.
Oh no. Boys does not exist in this game.
He's getting destroyed. But yeah, so I guess
what's the next game, Jim?
Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
On my list, this may be a bit spicy, but this is just my impressions. Considering that I reviewed SpiderMan, Insomniac SpiderMan, I think I gave it like a 9.7. It was a fantastic Spider-Man game. Really, really cool. I felt like they did a great job with it. This Miles Morales, like, DLC / new game, PS5, I thought it looked kind of lame. Not gonna lie.
How so? Was it different? Did it look quite different to the original Spider-Man?
No, it's still Insomniac. It's still Spider-Man. It still looks great. But the villain that they chose to go with is called the Tinkerer. Like and for some reason she was super OP, even though like who the hell is the Tinkerer? Like it's not exactly Venom or Doc Ock, is it? You know what I mean?
So you didn't like it because it's not a conventional kind of villain that's been in the series all the time?
No, I mean, you can have a new villain, but build up the villain. Don't just be like, here's the Tinkerer. She is OP. Like, come on, man.
I get you. I mean, maybe it does it better in the actual game itself, but they shouldn't have done it in the trailer.
I was a fan of the start of the presentation when it's walking through like the marketplace and everything. I thought that was really cool. But then, for some reason, they cut to the action, and Miles Morales, who's supposed to be like a teenager, like just finding his way as Spider-Man. For some reason, they make him look more OP than Peter Parker was in his prime, like in the first bit of gameplay, and it's like, this guy's supposed to be a kid.
It's just power escalation, essentially.
I wasn't really feeling it, to be honest.
You're just teleporting around here, mate. I don't know if you've got it on your list, but Devil May Cry Special Edition.
No, the Special Edition, yeah. I wanted to see
Why?
you play that game.
What is the point? I just don't get it.
It's so they can re-release the same game, Joe.
I mean, they've added a new character, right? The character called Virgil that you couldn't play as in the original. That they've advertised as being the reason to buy the Special Edition. But if it's a fully priced game,
at this point,
I'll throw my fucking teddy out the cot. Like, I will buy a cot. I will buy a teddy. I'll put it in the cot. And then I'll take it out the fucking cot and I'll throw it.
Especially when you've got like CD Projekt Red giving The Witcher like an update on PS5 for free. I don't know. If you're essentially paying 60 quid for Virgil, then yeah, it's a rip off.
Yeah, it's absolute shit. However, if it's a DLC, and say, you know, if you don't have the PS4 game, then it's going to be a full price game. But if you do have the PS4 game, it should be a DLC, right? And it should be like, I don't know, 15 quid, 20 quid.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking with Spider-Man. Like, it seems like a DLC more than like a full game.
If it's DLC length, then yeah, that's what it is. For sure. I mean, yeah, we'll see. I'm not going to judge it until I know the price and how it works and everything like that. But
yeah,
one thing is, you know, the PS4 to PS5 upgrades. Yeah, so I'm playing the Witcher 3 on the PS4 right now.
Yeah, same.
Does the save game carry over?
I think it will if you carry the save game over. Like, if you put your save data on the PlayStation 4, if you can carry that over via the cloud. I'm not 100% on that, but I think it might carry it.
Because if so, I'll play it on the PS5 as soon as I can. If my save game don't carry over, I'm never going to play it. So
yeah, I know what you're saying.
It best do, because I've got way too far through on my PS4 game in order to not.
Yeah. what I was thinking about doing with The Witcher, because I'm on my second playthrough, it was to complete the main story on the PlayStation 4, and then all of the side stuff, all of the contracts, I wanted to see if I could carry the save data over to PS5 and play it on that, just to see the difference. I think that'd be cool.
Fuck, is that nice? Oh god, there's a mimic! What's he doing?
So many fragrant branch guys here?
I'm out. James, I'm out. There's a mimic.
Oh god.
He's held in a cage. He's just staring down at me. Oh god, I'm stuck. No!
Hey, have you closed this door? This door's...
Can I pull it?
Mate, this... Oh god.
Hello?
Oh, this door's closed! Oh, there we go. There's so many fragrant branch guys back there.
As if you can free them all, that's quite funny.
Oh, you can actually stop people from following you with that thing. Oh.
Dorian says they're on New Game Plus 3 on The Witcher, and the mate stole it before quarantine. I mean, I hope you've disowned that, mate.
Wait, Dorian's on New Game Plus 3 of The Witcher?
Yeah.
And had their game stolen?
I mean, I hope you have disowned and possibly maimed that mate of yours. I certainly would have.
I want to be standing for that.
Look at this mimic, what's he doing?
Should we just use the fast locks and see what happens?
It's gonna release him, isn't it? I mean, come on.
Ooh, the lights turn on.
Yeah,
that mimic wasn't there in the original.
What's he doing? I don't think he can get out.
I don't think you can kill him.
He's just spitting poison. Yeah, I shot arrows at him, it didn't hurt him. What's he doing?
This was one of the most intriguing areas in the original demo, because you could do things like this.
Yeah, it's an interesting design, to be fair. Like a really long corridor.
I think this is my second favourite area in the game.
I might prefer this to Drang Lake, you know. So Drang Lake is a bit short, to me.
I like the area. I like the whole rain falling on the castle environment, as you know.
Yeah.
I think these guys bust out the cage.
They do it at some point, I just don't know how.
I know there's a bonfire around here as well.
I think I can shoot him. Oh, he's coming!
Oh, he's broken out. But yeah, the game that I'm looking forward to regardless, which...
I know, I already know this.
which looks quite good. I mean, Modern Warfare looks good on the PlayStation 4, but the fact that it's a direct sequel is quite interesting.
Yeah.
That's Black Ops Cold War.
I mean...
It's a Call of Duty game.
You can tell.
It's cool that it's a sequel to the 2010 game. It feels like we're going back in time.
Yeah. To me, and I said this as I was watching it, it looked like someone had gone, what would no one survive? But our character will magically live through.
Mate, that's every COD game.
Let's do that.
Michael Bay experience.
I mean, fair, that's what you're paying for, isn't it? I think I've never really enjoyed the campaign. I think the last campaign I enjoyed was Modern Warfare 2.
Fair enough.
That was probably the last one I properly enjoyed. Black Ops was okay.
Like, I'm not like always head over heels for the COD campaigns, because it's like, I have to get invested in the characters. And Black Ops and Modern Warfare, those two games really have been the only ones that have done it for me. Like, all of the spin-off Call of Duty games didn't really hit as hard.
Yeah. Try poison. Must be a poison swamp. I don't have anything to cure poison, actually. Dorian says, how do you feel about Death Stranding's boss fights?
That's a very specific question. Very good segue coming off of Call of Duty.
That's the closest to FPS they've played in years.
What, a third-person action game?
Well, it's just the closest they've played to a first-person shooter, yeah.
Fair enough.
What do you think to the boss fights, anyway?
In Death Stranding?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a fan actually. I really enjoyed playing through Death Stranding. I think the thing that I like most about the Death Stranding boss fights is the fact that you don't know it's a boss fight. You can never. I think one or two fights you can tell it's coming, but a lot of the fights take you by surprise. You don't know it's happening. Like, things just start going bad around you, and then you're like, oh yeah, shit, this is a boss fight.
So they surprise you. Well, I mean, what about the mechanics themselves?
It throws you in, and then you have to kind of like learn on the spot, which I like. Mechanics, yeah, I like the mechanics. Yeah, I thought it was.
The most complaints I've heard about Death Stranding have really been the enemy variety, and all the bosses seem kind of the same. It's all got the same mechanics.
No.
That's the main complaint I've heard, anyway.
Yeah, I mean the bosses were all like, they were the Death Stranding. They were all like used by the terrorist organization to like attack the player, but they all came in different shapes and sizes and had different gimmicks.
I can't hit that. I don't think.
No. To me, even when they started reusing the same enemy type, it was like it didn't seem repetitive to me because it still got you when you least expected it. You'd be like returning from a mission and you'd have a time limit, and it'd be really important that you got back to like base, and then it'd like sweep you off your feet, kind of. I don't know.
You know what? I'd love another Metal Gear Solid game.
Mate, same, but it'll never happen.
I miss Metal Gear Solid 5. That game was decent.
It was. Which is... I never thought I'd say this because it's Hideo Kojima, but Metal Gear Solid 5 was underrated. Like, how the hell does that happen? But it was.
It was, yeah. The story did get a bit shit.
The story was two separate stories.
It was weird.
Together,
it was almost... Yeah, it was almost like at the end of the second act, he just gave up.
Yeah. It was two completely separate stories welded together, and you could tell. But even so, it was still good.
I still really liked the first act, yeah. The second act kind of just filtered out into nothing. Yeah, it was weird.
You're going to send me on a Metal Gear tangent now, but the first act's all about... what's it called now? The black mask guy. Skullface? All about Skullface.
I don't know, yeah.
Yeah, the first act's all about Skullface. He's part of XOF, terrorist leader. He wants to basically unleash Metal Gear. Is it Philanthropus? Something like that.
I do not remember, but yeah.
He basically wants to take control of the first ever Metal Gear to launch nuclear warheads. It's it's a classic Metal Gear plot, and like you say, the first act's really like concise. The second act,
oh god, ooh.
The second act gets really way more convoluted because it's all about language and like language parasites.
I don't know.
And it's like Code Talker saying that they plan to use language as a weapon. So, like, if you spoke English, you would get attacked by this parasite and wouldn't be able to talk, essentially.
As far as I remember, it didn't really end, though.
It doesn't, because it leaves it on a bit of a cliffhanger with Liquid. It leaves it on a cliffhanger with Quiet. Essentially. So it just kind of like you play like 40 hours and it says, okay, that's the end.
That's what I mean. It's like they just cut off the game randomly without actually ending it, which is so annoying because it was the last game.
They actually did. There's cut content, and you can view it on YouTube. The ending, like the ending of the game, is like a cinematic. It was supposed to be playable, but they've turned it into like a cinematic storyboard, and it's available to view on YouTube. But they cut it from the game for some reason. They probably didn't have time to finish it.
Just delay the fucking game. Jesus.
I know. Again,
Dumbest
it's
thing I've ever
Kojima.
heard.
Like, how can you not how can you not have time for Kojima?
Well, didn't they fire him or something partway through?
It's
I don't know.
ridiculous.
Just went to shit, didn't it? Because that would have been, best game ever. Essentially, it would have been one of the best games in existence if they'd have done that. If they'd have finished it properly.
Again, a bit more controversial. My favourite Metal Gear game is still Metal Gear Solid 4, which is probably not what people would top their list. That would probably not be at the top of people's lists, but it is on mine.
I think it's got the best story. It's Metal Gear 4.
I love Metal Gear Solid 4. Like, old Snakes, awesome.
Dorian says Quiet is the wife of their dreams.
Oh.
I'm like,
Okay.
we know what you're into then, Dorian.
I mean, she's an exact, carbon copy of the actress who plays her, isn't she?
Oh, okay, so you need to find that actress.
Yeah, you need to find that, essentially.
And invite her to your bedroom, essentially.
Basically.
Where are you going, James? Do you know where you're going?
I don't know. Probably boss. There's all these locked doors that I can't open, but... I thought there was an ogre that, you could see his eyes, and it bashed through the wall, but...
I don't think we're at the end of this corridor yet.
Oh, okay. Are you sure this is not the boss?
It might be. But there's a key as well. You should be able to open all these doors. Yeah, I can hear the...
Oh! It's another ogre!
Alright.
That's the boss fog, definitely.
Yeah. He sat down!
Don't sit on me. Uppercut. But yeah, for me, Metal Gear Solid 4 has the best story. You have to sit through a lot of cutscene, but if you don't mind that, then I would say it is the best.
No, I agree. I think the key for these locked doors, James, is down here.
Okay. 3 is also really good.
There's
And so
messages that say key ahead. That's equipment degradation, though, so take all your shit off.
Yeah, I'm going nude.
Oh, baby.
Going nude. Extreme 2020.
See ya, bud.
Oh no, my rings! I forgot to take my rings off, no!
Oh, for fuck's sake.
What have I done?
Did you have any other games from the showcase on your list, buddy?
Yeah, we should get back on topic and get off Metal Gear and how great this series is. Yes, moving on from Call of Duty, which has an alpha this weekend. I will be playing.
Is that 2 days long, the alpha?
It is, yeah. I think it's all weekend long.
That's mad that PlayStation have got an exclusive on that before it releases.
It's mad that they've just said, oh yeah, by the way, here's an alpha.
It's absolutely mad, yeah. I mean, if I was a massive COD fan on a different console, I'd be pissed as fuck.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I don't like console exclusivity when it's like stuff like this. I wish it didn't really happen. However,
no, neither do I.
Xbox went through years and years and years of having Call of Duty exclusivity through the PlayStation 3 years, so...
Yeah, and I remember the days when they did this and they got the games released a month early or something like that.
Yes, it was worse. It was they had all the DLCs a complete month early.
Yeah, so I feel no sympathy.
Yeah, turnabout's fair play, I guess. But following on from the game showcase, Resident Evil Village was next.
Ooh, what did you think?
A game which keeps getting more and more intriguing with each trailer. Because they don't if you notice, they don't reveal an awful lot. It's always very cinematic. It's exploring the world that they're creating, but they're not revealing almost anything.
Yeah. We know it's about rituals. It seems to be quite culty, like you said.
It's very culty. Oh, it seems very culty because they've got werewolves and vampires in this one.
I'm assuming that since it's a follow-on from Resident Evil 7 and not a remake or anything like that, it's going to play similar to 7.
I really like that idea as well. I think having Ethan as the character and following on from 7 was the best choice.
That's what I hope they're doing, because that'd be cool.
Yeah, it's a really cool idea.
Yeah, and if they kept the gameplay and such similar to 7, because they've essentially got two different veins now. They've got the old, action style of the Resi 2 remake, which was really good, but they definitely shouldn't abandon the way that 7 played at all.
Oh yeah, it was so scary. Like I can remember playing it. Like I think it was 3 years ago now. It was when I first got my PlayStation 4 Pro. It was the first game I played on it. I can remember playing through it and I was like, holy hell, this is a Resident Evil game which is genuinely terrifying. It was like playing the first one all over again when you're just so scared to progress. You're scared to actually move forward in the game. You had that actual dread, and I'm looking forward to that again.
I'm not really usually a fan of horror games, so I haven't actually played it all the way through yet.
Well, I'm not, but like Resident Evil's just like an exception for me, because it's so good. And I'm glad that they're bringing back the old Chris as well.
I forgot about that. Yeah,
I know. Who seems that they're painting him in the trailers? They're painting Chris as a bad guy, which is interesting.
That'd be interesting.
Very interesting.
Hopefully, it doesn't fall into tropes, but we'll see.
It was subtle. I don't know if you caught it. It was subtle, but in Resident Evil 7, they kind of drop hints that Chris is working for Umbrella. Like I think he escapes on an Umbrella helicopter or something like that.
Right.
It's something like that. So like, it's hinting heavily towards like Chris is working for Umbrella for some reason.
Yeah.
So if they're playing to that, it could be really interesting. I don't know. I feel like Capcom's doing a really good job of revitalising the series. I can't fault them, to be honest.
No, they're doing really well, and then they decided to do Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition. Skyrim HD Special Edition.
That's Bethesda.
Yeah.
But speaking about things that look shit, and I'm just going to be real with you, and it is Bethesda, ironically, who's publishing it.
What?
I thought that Deathloop looked more like Deathpoop.
Is that actually Bethesda?
Bethesda are publishing it, and it's Arcane Studios, who worked on Dishonored, who are actually developing it.
Oh, God.
The concept of it seems cool. Like, you tackle the scenarios like Hitman style, but you do it like... You have to kill multiple targets. You constantly die, and then you figure out the best way to take them out. But the way that they actually showcased it, it did not look great. I'm not going to lie.
Again, it was similar to the Final Fantasy 16 trailer. It was just a jumble. I still don't know what the mechanics of the game are, what it's about. Does that key open any of these doors, by the way?
Did I pick a key up? I'm an idiot. No, it just says it's locked.
What about this other one down here that we couldn't open?
Shit, it's locked. I'll check all of those.
Oh. One over here as well. Did you get one?
No, it just sounds like something's happening. Mimics in it.
Yeah. There's one here as well.
No, locked.
Fuck's sake. Might have to come back to it.
You might get the key for beating this boss.
Maybe.
I don't think I picked a key up, to be honest.
The message over there when you dropped down into the acid said key, but clearly it was a lie. So.
It might have been the key in the original. Who knows?
Different games, they don't put the messages down like that.
Oh. Silly me. But yeah, I thought Deathloop looked too fantastic.
I thought it looked absolutely trash.
Absolutely trash might be harsh, but yeah.
it didn't look good.
No.
Were there any other titles?
I've got because then it went on to DMC, but we've already talked about how much you're anticipating that. Oddworld Soulstorm was next.
Ooh. Did you ever play the original?
I put your name as an asterisk against it again.
It looks similar to all the remasters that we, fanboy about. Like, they've taken the original game, the original formula, and not tried to mess with it at all. Which is great.
To me, like, to an outsider who hasn't played the games before, it looked like Lemmings.
Kinda. Yeah, no, you could say that.
It looked like you had to do platforming but keep your, like, Lemmings alive.
Yeah. Well, in the original game, you're in a factory and you have to rescue all of the other workers in the factory.
Is this the sequel then? You've rescued your little apes and now you're being hunted? Yeah,
it's a direct sequel. So you rescued them all, took them all to your tribal home grounds, and that's been destroyed by the people you rescued them from.
Oh.
It does look really fun though. It looks like they've essentially taken what the old formula was and then scaled it up by 1,000 times.
Cool. Well, that's
giving you like 100 dudes to take care of instead of 5.
Isn't this their first game in like 15 years?
It's been forever since they made one of that franchise, yeah. One of that type as well.
Yeah, I can just remember the original Oddworld. A, being really difficult, and B, kind of being like, the tone of the game was quite depressing.
Oh, it was, yeah.
Like, it was like you're in this system of oppression, and you can't get out.
Yeah, well, it started with them making the Mudokans, who are the race of people you play as, into food, so... You're trying to rescue all your buddies from that?
Yeah, I'm currently trying to find this key for all these doors, but I just... Nice.
I am really liking the current trend of redoing these games, but being very faithful to the original.
Yeah, redoing them, but good.
Well, yeah. Not even but good.
Oh, Joe, there's a chest here, and it says giant required. I think you have to get a dude to smash through the wall.
How?
It says giant required.
I don't know.
Get this guy to fall down?
Maybe you'll have to rest at the bonfire. I don't know if that'll respawn them.
I will try.
Give it a shot.
So, yeah, I'm a fan of the remakes. Done well. I think remastering a game that's like a year old and slapping special edition on it just so you can resell it for a second or third or fourth or fifth time if you're Bethesda, I think that is wrong. But if it's been enough time, if there's been enough time between the two and it calls for it and you're faithful to it and it looks amazing like the next game does, then I'm all for it. And the next game is Demon's Souls.
Oh god.
Which just looks amazing.
I'm so hyped for it.
I'm very hyped after seeing that.
I'm already ready to kill that first boss that the person died to. I'm gonna have to, man.
Just look gorgeous.
I can't die to that Vanguard.
The starting area, they've turned the demo section of the game, and it just looked so next gen, really. To be honest.
But the danger with that, as happened with Dark Souls 2, is that they completely change it.
True.
So we'll have to see. We'll have to see when it actually launches, especially since the console isn't out.
True. Hey, Dark Souls 2 is some people's favourite Souls game.
It is, but it looked very different when it was first showcased.
Oh yeah.
Especially the lighting.
The art style is different. Ooh, Dragonary.
Dorian says Oddworld gave them big nightmares when they played the originals. Yeah. Something that stuck in my head as a kid just because it was freaky. Freaky as fuck.
Yeah, I thought it was just bad depressing.
That's the type of game I like, boy.
I then just made a note of the fact that there's this PS collection, You've got your games that are going to be backwards compatible. We then found the price and everything. Fortnite's going to be available at launch for people who
Great. Yeah.
I mean, Demon's Souls was the highlight, man. The animations are fantastic, and it just looks great. But
the only thing I'm thinking about is what are the actual launch titles and what's going to be available on launch.
True, there is a little bit of confusion surrounding what is and isn't coming.
I don't know if they've done that because they don't know, or I'm assuming that's the reason.
Yeah, it's probably that. Like, games are probably still in development.
Yeah.
I mean,
because at the moment, what do we know? What do we know that's releasing at launch?
At launch, I think you've got SpiderMan and Ratchet and Clank. And then a bunch of PS4 games that are coming to PS5 at the same time.
Yeah, which is a shit launch lineup.
Yeah. At the minute, yeah. I think the games that are guaranteed for next year, I think Resident Evil is definitely next year.
Yeah.
I think they mentioned that. I think Demon's Souls is next year too. I'm not sure.
I think so.
They did say. And then at the very end, they had a God of War tease as well.
Yeah, for Ragnarok. People will be excited for that, like.
Definitely.
Yeah. I think I'm going to head off, mate. Go lie down for a bit.
Cool.
We've managed to get through most of it. Yeah. Go along the long corridor of death.
Yeah, man.
Glorious.
That's the podcast. That's this week's Rollcast streamed to you live while playing Dark Souls.
We'll see how well it works.
Yeah, we'll see what Sony do next with the PS5.
Yeah, are you getting it on launch then, if you can, though?
I'm going to try. I'm going to try my very best to get a pre-order, but we'll see.
Nice.
Because if I can play my existing games on it, then I don't see why not.
Yeah, there's no reason to, especially since they'll be upgraded.
The launch is quite there, then...
Yeah, I might have to do some... Well, they might show us closer to the time what all of the launch titles are going to be.
They will, definitely.
At the moment, there's nothing that proper excites me, but we'll see.
Demon's Souls?
On launch, though. It's not on launch, that's the thing.
To be fair, you are right, because, I mean, Spider-Man's on launch, and I don't even know if I'm going to pick that up. Like, to me,
Ratchet and Clank I'll like, but it's not like... It's not...
Ratchet and Clank.
It's not going to excite me.
It's not
okay.
You're right, it's not a system seller, but it's cool.
Yeah.